Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me where I'm from 133 with Megan Hutchings. Oh, usually I just say their first name, but apparently she's her full name to me. Um, what have you been reading? I have been getting over a cold, so this weekend I laid in bed and sneezed and felt sorry for myself and watched a lot of One Day. So I didn't read, I watched TV, and I have not finished, so don't spoil. I mean, don't tell me the ending. But I'm really enjoying it. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Vivian. As you can tell, I'm getting over a cold. Um, and Megan should be here any minute, although she's in New Orleans, so maybe she's out doing things. Um, uh, or we'll start over if this goes on too long, because I don't love to just talk. Has anybody watched One Day? I had it recommended to me by some people whose opinions I really respect. And I started the first episode and I wasn't super into it. But then I returned and I loved it. I'm loving it. Um, I might have to get off and see if I can find Megan and then come back because I'm wondering if she has the time zones different because she's in a different time zone. Okay, I'm going to go away and come back because I don't see Megan. And usually people are right here when I start. But thanks for being here, Nikki. I should be back shortly. Oh, she's unable to join. Okay, so she is here. Okay, everyone's gonna really enjoy this. Megan, I'm inviting you. Oh, here she is. Hi.
Hi. Sorry, I
Hi.
couldn't figure out the Wi-Fi here.
I was like, maybe she's confused because she's in New Orleans. So she's
No,
like on a
I'm
different
I'm
time.
I'm in a bathroom right now with the door behind
And you're
me.
sideways. Do you know you're
Oh,
sideways?
hang on. Okay, hang on. Hmm. You know what? Maybe I'll just put you right
You're
here, and I'll
in
be
a
showing you the
bathroom. This is
picture.
commitment, Megan.
Yeah, can you hear me okay though?
I can't hear you. You look adorable. I love the
Okay.
headscarf, the hair scarf, so whatever. It's very cute.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
It's good to see you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look at
She's
my friend.
sideways. We fixed
It's
it.
my friend. It's my friend Jonathan, and so many
You have a
people.
bunch of friends joining.
Wow.
I'm
Interesting.
not surprised. You're very lovable. Of course, your friends are showing up. Nikki's
I
here.
put them
I
in
told
the
Nikki
shower
and
guard.
Alana. Oh, here's Jonathan. He's putting hearts in the um, chat. That's the word. I told Nikki and Alana we were doing this, and I know Nikki's here, and Alana's supposed to show up too because it was like, well, it's it's sort of the same space, and
Yeah,
Tommy says Yahoo, and
very,
there's
very nice.
Nikki giving
Hi,
hearts.
Nikki. That's really
Um,
farm life.
that's yes.
I've never done an Instagram live
You haven't?
ever. No,
I'm a lot of people's first Instagram live, but I sort of assumed that you had done one since you're an
no,
actor and
nope,
personality.
nope.
No, well, welcome. I'm so thrilled to be. I'm always happy to be talking to you. And I've read your poem, and of course, you said you weren't a writer, but you are a writer, and your poem is incredibly powerful. So, do you want to say anything before you read it, or what do you want to do?
No, I think that's nice to say.
It's
My
true.
inner critic came out, so
I'm
I
not
wouldn't
saying
say I'm
it's
a writer,
because it's nice.
but
I'm saying it because it's true. Just to be clear.
thank you.
um, so, you want to read it?
Okay, sure, yeah. I wrote it down like I was like, where did I put it? And then I wrote it down in my Melody Beattie Journey to the Heart on the front like pages, like scribble. So okay, shall I go?
Please.
Okay. Uh, I am from broken Barbie dream houses, from bottles of Crown Royal and white lines of powder. I am from the dirty carpet that covers the old floor, stained, musky, a worn shelter from my tears. I am from a playful forest that invites me to hug her maples while the sun shines and run her trails while the moon glows. From 12-step slogans and bloodied lips, from Gail who didn't want me and David who had to raise me. I'm from the clenched fists of empty wallets and the full hearts for lost animals. From you are an angel and you spoiled little bitch. I'm from little ears in church basements. A higher power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity, to finding my spirit on a rubber mat. From a tossed away father who landed in the rose garden, Nanny and Grandpa's farm, canned noodles and cheap meat. From the ruthless hand of a stepfather who didn't kill my mother but another's mother, the gentle smile of a grandmother who plays dolls in the night. Images of desperate eyes and strong smiles kept under the stairs in a dark box with the lid closed tight. Only one left to dance in a light-filled room, clean carpet, new floor. Framed in gold is a little girl in a purple dress, desperate eyes and a strong smile. She knows where she came from. Every morning I tell her where we are going.
What a beautiful ending. I've been thinking a lot about my little girls selves because there's so many of us, and I just it's such a gift later in life to be able to look back at those little girls and tell them like we got this,
Yeah,
we made it.
yeah.
Yeah. And I really feel that in your poem, like we went through this and it wasn't easy, but we're here now. And
Mm-hmm.
what was it like for you to write the poem?
I mean, when I put aside like Miss Perfectionist and going back to the prompts and being like, did I did this right? Did I put the from properly? Did I put the comma where they
Oh,
put it? Um, it was interesting to go back because some of the prompts are so
yeah.
specific that how quickly like the carpet, I was like, oh, I
Mm.
remember this dirty blue carpet and
Wasn't shag
um,
carpet the
yeah,
worst?
the worst and so bad.
It just holds everything and
Yeah,
it's all disgusting for the
yeah,
most part. Yeah.
but interesting.
Very evocative.
To go back and think of the people before me, like my grandparents or my father. Yeah.
Yeah. Devin says, beautiful Meg, miss growing up with you playing with those Barbie houses.
Yeah, I
And
miss
I also had a Barbie dream house and loved Barbies and was obsessed with Barbies and uh, really enjoyed escaping into an imaginary world where everything was
you.
perfect.
Hmm. Yeah,
So manageable and lovely and
yeah.
cute. Um, and I know there's a lot of stuff written about how Barbies made us maybe want to be looking a certain way and acting a certain way. Um, but I was already getting those messages from the people in my life. I didn't feel it as much from Barbie. She
Hmm.
felt like more of an escape to me.
I definitely relate to that. My Barbie room and my Barbies were a place where um, there was so much possibility
Mhm.
and creation. And I actually didn't keep them perfect. I'd often like remember how they had their little engagement ring. I would take it out and hammer it into their stomach, and like they would have belly button rings, and so I very much wanted them to not be the perfect blondes that they
Mhm.
were. Yeah.
I loved that in the Barbie movie, the Kate McKinnon's character, because I think everybody had a Barbie, like that. If you had more than one Barbie, there
Yeah.
was one that you maybe experimented on, um, or more than one. Um, and I thought it was beautiful how in your poem I saw already your relationship with animals and your relationship with yoga, like that these seeds were planted early. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah, I think so. I think like amongst the chaos, I sort of quickly found my own route of like peace, easy as it sounds. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. Well, we have to find something in
Yeah.
order
And
to keep going.
yeah, my parents also were very like no animal left behind, which is something very, I'm grateful that they, they instilled in me. Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, And then did you grow up in 12 step meetings? I mean, that's what it felt like in your reading.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, because my dad got has struggled on and off, but got clean when I was around 10. So I remember like falling asleep in AA meetings and like kind of trying to sneak to the back and get the cookies. And like hearing people's stories and their speaker meetings and the slogans. And so from a very young age, I was basement churches. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah. And did you, I think, I don't know if you're the first, but it definitely the 12 step came through strongly. And I know people who grew up in similar environments, and it's really shapes you, I think,
Mhm.
being surrounded
Mhm.
by those stories. I didn't grow up in anything that organized. There were just adults sharing their stories, but it was not that organized. It was just people coming mostly to my mom for them to listen, her to listen to their stories.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
she was kind of like somebody, like a mom to a lot of people,
Okay.
like a maternal figure to a lot of people. And, I didn't always love sharing her, but I think she provided a lot of people with someone to listen.
Mhm.
Um,
Which comes with good and bad, right?
yeah, yeah. I
Mhm.
think. I mean, obviously, I'm older than you, so this was the '70s, and people were just kind of starting to talk about things. And I think finding somebody who was more non-judgmental or
Mhm.
approaching that felt like, wow, I want to tell this person everything. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, she's a good listener. What was I gonna say?
I wonder
Oh,
who you get that from.
yeah, yeah. I think also I was a good, like I've always been really fascinated by people's stories.
Yeah, you're a great listener.
Thank you. I think everyone has a story, and I think the more that we give people their space to have a story, like the happier we all are, you know.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, Instead of I just spent a lot of time trying to make my story like other people's, and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
like, like at all. And it just felt so like so much erasure.
Yeah.
And then I had to undo that. And what a lot of time I spent doing that. And uh, I like people to have, I enjoy people's stories. I think that's what makes us so fascinating. So I was going to say, were you challenged, or was it clear to you what you were going to write about, or in like what age you were? And did you
Oh,
have
so
things you threw out, or was it like, oh, this is clearly it?
no, it was very challenging. I had like a lot of resistance to it as
Oh,
well.
did
Yeah.
you? But you're here. So I
Yeah,
want
I'm
to
here.
say
Yeah.
you did it, and I want to applaud you because, sometimes when we have resistance, we're just like, ah, forget it.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that you are here,
No,
and sharing
it
your
was
poem.
yeah, it was challenging, but I think without being too intentional, I sort of went from young to recent without actually planning it, which was interesting.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Hmm.
You took us on a real journey. And I think there's a lot of hope because it starts out pretty dark,
Hmm. I was a
you
bit
know?
like hesitant. I was like, uh-oh, am I throwing the victim card too hard? I was like,
No,
I gotta go somewhere.
no. I don't also victim card,
Yeah.
boo. I don't,
Oh,
I don't, I don't really believe in that.
okay.
I mean, I think if you're using it repeatedly to not show up for other
Yeah.
people, that gets old.
Yeah.
But you aren't like that at all. So I don't, if someone's calling you that, then bye. Get out of here. Because I just like, I feel like it was mostly weaponized against me when people just didn't want to engage with what I had experienced.
Right.
Not that I was playing it as an excuse or that I was playing it to get something. I was just literally just trying to talk about what I had experienced.
Yeah. Yeah. Or
And
set
they're
a
like,
boundary
well,
based on your experience.
that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which you're allowed to do no matter what. You're
Hmm.
allowed to set a boundary for whatever reason.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, playing the victim card. It was like, no, I'm not playing a card. I'm just trying to explain to you like who I am.
Mhm.
And if you're bored or disgusted by it, maybe we're not a good match.
Yep.
And it's taken me a long time to it's strange. I think COVID actually helped a lot.
Mhm.
Like that going away from the world and coming back from the world, a lot of my relationships shifted and I realized like, oh, I don't actually want to have people in my life who I'm apologizing for who I am all the time.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's enough people who like me. I mean, I guess it'd be one thing if I had just nobody, and I might have to think about it a little harder, but you
Everyone
know,
likes you, you're doing something wrong. That's the saying, and I believe it.
my mom used to tell me, no, there's no way everyone's going to like you as
Yes.
like a way to be, helping me.
Mhm.
But I like took it as a challenge. Like, no, everyone is going to like me.
I'll show
I'm
you,
gonna,
Mom.
I'm gonna figure out a way.
Yeah.
Um,
And I'll
so
lose my
no
entire
good.
identity in the process, but then I'll come back later and find her.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be so proud of these people who I made like me. Look at what I did. Um, yeah. So, anything else about your experience or your life or anything at all? Your trip to New Orleans, whatever.
No, yeah, I leave tomorrow. It's been very cool. I've never been here before. So,
Me neither.
uh, the art and the homes and the big old oak trees, it's pretty amazing. Really
Yeah,
beautiful.
and you're
Yeah.
there at a perfect time of
Yeah,
year.
it's like 22 degrees out. It's not humid. It's sunny. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
well, I trying to. Those are my usual questions. How it was for you, and I'm just going through all the comments. Did you see? Your journey is pure and true and belongs only to you. Thank you for sharing it with us. I am so thankful and blessed to have you in my life, says Suzanne Burgess Foster.
Ah, that's so nice. Thank you. That's so
That's
nice.
very sweet. I didn't want you to miss it because when the live's over, the comments go away.
Okay.
So it's like you have to
That's
look
my
at them when
aunt.
they're,
She's a beautiful person.
oh, that's sweet. Um, well, I just want to keep talking to you because I love talking to you, but trying to think of other questions. Um, Was there anything you didn't want to talk about in your poem that you set aside? Because it felt like you really talked about a lot of things that could be um,
No, I
challenging.
was,
There was nothing off limits. You were just like, okay, we're going for
yeah,
it.
I think I just sort of, I mean, there's so many things. Like, I was like, how do I include all my beautiful girlfriends in this? And I didn't, but
Mm,
and there's lots of things that I was like, my cousins and who
mm,
are my sisters, and how do I incorporate
mm,
them? But there's only, there was only so many lines. So,
hmm.
yeah.
I had a guest, Nicole Lipson, Grave Lipson. She was on a few weeks ago, a month ago, and she was saying she wanted to do this prompt again, just about her friends, because
Yeah, that's a good idea.
she felt like her friends raised her more in
Yeah.
a lot of ways more than her family did. And I
Yeah.
thought that was because I try to do it once a year, like as a sort of I do it around my birthday in January, and I just kind of
That's
I don't know,
cool.
like as a challenge. And I thought, oh, maybe next year if I can remember that, I will do that because um, friendship is so essential
Gosh.
and I've
Yeah.
been thinking, I'm thinking a lot about my early childhood these days because I'm writing about it. And I just went to Disneyland last week, which is a place I went when I was very tiny a lot. And I went with my brother for his birthday.
Wow.
And um, so many memories being there of being very small. And I think of those first kind of friendships I had and how we found each other. And we all were having challenging childhoods, and how you, even as a child, when you're first just really finding yourself, you already recognize people who, you you have something in common with.
Yeah. It's cool that you got to experience such a big place and as a child and then coming there having done healing and exploration of self and then to be able to experience it again is it's pretty cool.
It was really cool. And I have to say, I don't know if you ever go through this, but I do since I write about it, there's these moments of like, do I remember this? Is this what happened? All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it was very validating because I
Mm.
have not been there very much as a grown up because it's exorbitantly expensive now. And so I mostly went there when I was tiny. And I remember it so well. I remember where everything is, like every restaurant, every ride without having to look at the map. I remember how it used to be.
Mm.
And the thing about Disneyland is there's a lot of people who really like Disneyland. So there are many Google searches. You can say, when did this change? When, like there's proof
Yeah.
that my memories are correct.
You had validation.
And it was very, very validating. It's
Yeah.
like, I didn't spend that much time here, but I remember it really well.
Yeah.
And um, those things, that we remember like that, obviously memory is subjective and we remember things differently. Sure. But I remember it because it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and and it was just so in like the songs, and I was talking to my husband about it. The thing about Disneyland that's so unique is that its whole point is that it kind of doesn't change. Like
Yeah.
Main Street's the same, all of it looks the same. And in life, that doesn't happen in real life. Things change.
Yeah.
And
Quickly.
yeah. Um, so anyway, it was something.
Mm.
Uh, but yeah, yeah. So that's my public service announcement about believing yourself.
If you remember Disneyland as you did, then you also remember other events as you did. Stop gaslighting yourself. That's the
And
that's the
I
point.
think, I've never really said it out loud, but I do think that that's part of the appeal of this prompt to me is that it calls back all of these specifics about where we're from
Mm-hmm.
and that everyone remembers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have yet to have someone say, I don't remember any of this. Even if they say they have a bad memory or even they remember things. And we do carry those things with us, they're imprinted on us. So
Very much so.
I encourage anybody to reach out to me who wants this prompt. And obviously, anybody who wants to join me, let me know
Yeah.
because this is open and I love hearing your stories. Are there any last things you want to share, Megan, before we say goodbye and you get back to your adventures?
No, thank you so much for inviting me, and thank you for keeping such a strong platform for people to share who they are. It's really special.
You're welcome. That means a lot. Thank you. Tear up. Um, it's my pleasure and my privilege. So thank you, Megan.
Thank
And we'll
you.
have to find another excuse to chat soon.
Yeah, we will. So nice
Okay.
to see your
You
face.
too. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Megan.
Bye.